The intricacies that take place on game day are unbelievable. People do not realize that what we're doing for a span of 6 to 7 hours, because you got to figure in pre-game and post-game, we're policing a city of 100,000 people in a confined area. I mean, think about the dynamics of that for a second. You've got food, water, logistics, vehicular, pedestrian transportation, and we're doing it with a minimal patrol force out here, really, when you think about it, when you look at the ratio. Now, between ourselves, UFPD, ASO, FHP, and the security force, the private, we'll probably have 500 or 600 security personnel out here. Gainesville Police Department puts about 108 on game day out here, and we have, any officer will have anywhere from 2 to 4 assignments during the course of that time when they're here. Today we had ESPN game day here, which is another demand on our time because we have to provide security, dignitary escort. We had a ton of fans out there this morning as early as 8 o'clock. Now there are different logistics involved here, and I'm going to bounce around a little bit. When you have a late game, we call a late game a game that takes place in the night, there's still a contingent of officers that have to show up here at 8 o'clock in the morning to staff mandatory gates. So it ends up being a very long day, a very long detail, throw in the heat index, all the people that are out here. It can be very dynamic and very demanding on your body physically, mentally, the whole 9 yards, because there's just so much work that takes place to put a game together. I'm involved with this from the security standpoint of making sure our officers get to where we need them for the services that are needed, that we need to provide for the stadium in UAA. University Athletic Association takes a lot of pride in the fact we have very few incidents at a stadium this size. We are the largest stadium in the state of Florida. I don't know if many people don't realize that. We're bigger than professional stadiums. Miami Dolphins, Tampa Bay, and Jacksonville, their stadiums are not as big as the University of Florida. They just did another major addition on it on the southwest corner over there. It's a beautiful facility. They put a lot of money and time in here, and they expect a first-class product, which is what they turn out, and that's what we try to provide here from a security standpoint. But when it comes to the rosters and putting stuff together, I will start liaising with groups 2 and 3 weeks out before a game.
Well, thank you. 1,600 hours. I already know what kind of work.
And that's another issue that happens because we have officers on what we call one of our TAC channels, and we have our main channel. We go to a tactical channel to handle this game day assignment so that we don't tie up our regular channel for calls for service for officers going out still handling the calls in the city of Gainesville. We kind of divide the two. I'm the executive officer here for the game, which means I'm under Captain Book, who's the incident commander, and I schedule everybody. But on the scheduling of this game, we'll have a breakfast on Friday to discuss all the assignments, any issues that may arise, anything that's taken place. If we have dignitaries coming, if we have, like obviously this is a big rivalry coming today with Miami, or if we have Florida State, LSU, any of those type of game day situations that we think might be problematic, we're going to discuss. If we're going to have a flyover, who we're going to have involved, those kind of issues that crop up. And also at the last minute, you have personnel that call in sick or can't make it, that they get tied up. And when they do, we have to come in and juggle this roster of 108 people, and I have to know where they are at all times.